Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay today.
Okay, so I see here that you're married. You have a wife family.
Yes,
How many kids?
I have like 4 kids basically, and it's just me and my kids and my baby granddaughter, and I rely on my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law to help me sometimes.
Okay, you mean rely. What do you mean rely?
Like, to help give me money, and basically they had to help get me, well, they gave me some land and a house for me to stay at because I didn't have a home of my own. So I kind of depend
And
on them.
may I ask what happened to your home?
I just ended up losing my home because I didn't have much money, and I've been unemployed for a while.
Okay. And needs of resources and income. Do you make any income now?
I'm not really making much income to sustain life for me and my family.
Okay. And your baby granddaughter, how is she getting by?
She's getting by all right. I'm trying to make ends meet the best that I can, but I'm worried about not having any type of employment because I do odd jobs for my neighbors, like wash their car and mow their lawn, just little stuff like that, and I can only get for like maybe $30 out of it, and I'm not
Okay.
making enough for my family.
So let's talk about jobs. So, reasoning for your unemployment, do you feel like there's a reason why you can't find a job?
Yes, I don't really have much transportation to where I need to go to, like for where I need to go in my area, and I have to walk everywhere, and that's a problem because most of the things that I need are like 20 to 30 miles away from me, and
Correct.
I have my family I need to take care of, and the children, so I can't even really get them to where they need to go other than to school, and that's because the bus comes out there.
Okay. And it seems here, um, do you feel you have any restrictions when it comes to getting a job? Like, do you feel like you're not adequate of what's hiring nowadays? Do you have any questions about that or, any feelings towards that?
Yes, I feel very inadequate. I don't really have that much education. Like, I stopped going to school in like 10th grade, and because of that, like, my reading and writing is not where it needs to be. I have a lot of grammar issues, and I need to go back and get my GED because I'm suffering. I'm unemployed, and
And
um,
you feel by getting an education will help you get the right job so you can support your family?
yes, basically.
Oh, okay. Um, any other factors that might be standing in your way?
Um, I think it's just the fact that all of my resources are just like 20 miles away from me, and then when I get there, nobody's really trying to help me with anything. They're just direct me to the next person, and nobody's really answering any of my questions that I have.
And how does that make you feel?
It just makes me feel like, I'm just in this by myself. I'm overwhelmed. Like I said, I have a family to take care of, and I gotta take care of myself as well. But it's just like, when I go to social services, ask for help, apply for my benefits and everything, they're still not doing anything for me. So I'm just trying to figure out what can you do to help me.
Right. I understand your frustration. I just want you to know that the more we meet and the more I understand your problem, we can get to a solution. Um, I do commend you for thinking about your education and how it might affect you not having a job. So, um, taking courses to enhance your reading skills and your writing skills might, enhance your eligibility to get a job. So that might be, a goal we can set for later days. We can might, see if any classes or register you for any classes or anything like that that might help you. Just fundamental reading and writing classes that can, enhance your skills already. As far as resources, um, we I understand that you don't have a vehicle to get you from place to place and things like that. So, on our end, I am going to figure out kind of a solution so we can get you to where you need to go. So as far as the classes or things like that. And I knew you went to the social service place and you didn't have documents.
Yes, I didn't have all the documents that I needed, and basically, it just gives me anxiety when I go in there. Like, I'm just standing there waiting, asking, people to help me, and, they just keep referring me to other people, and I'm still not getting exactly what I need. And I've also been suffering from some health issues lately. I mean, my back hurts, my legs hurt, and, me trying to walk to everywhere I need to get to is really an issue. And I just, I'm too old to be doing some of this stuff. And, Medicaid, Medicare isn't really, I can't get that stuff, because I'm not making any income and I can't afford insurance. So that's a problem.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put education, we're gonna put health, and then we're gonna put resources. So for education, how do you think your educational level from 1 through 10 is affecting your ability to provide for your family?
I would say that it's affecting me, well, the number that I would choose would be an 8.
An 8.
It's very.
And your health?
My health is a 9.
And as far as your health, what are you feeling?
Like, basically my back is hurting, my legs are hurting, and like I just have, well, that's just my physical symptoms. My mental health, I just have anxiety every time, I wake up, because I just have so much going on with, not having a job, and, worrying about the kids, trying to make sure they're okay, trying to make sure I can get, my rent paid for the month so I don't get kicked out of where I'm at now, and, I'm stressed out because, I am relying on my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law to help me, and, there's only so much that they can do for me after a while.
Yes, it seems overwhelming to you. A lot of stress is building up. You don't know how to handle it.
Yes, it's really just taking a toll on me mentally.
Okay.
Like, I don't know sometimes if I'm going to make it, honestly.
And for resources, do you think the lack of resources is affecting your ability to find a good enough job?
Yeah, it's really affecting.
Okay. So I think these are pretty high. So what I'm thinking is that your health is, the major priority. So I think you're thinking about a lot, and I think it's taking over your mental state. So I think we should do exercises to where, maybe one day out of the week you just take a day for yourself and you just have a you time so you can relax and get your mind and thought process together so you're not overwhelmed with everything you have to do at one day. Everything doesn't have to be accomplished at one time. You have multiple, days, opportunities to get everything done. So you don't have to put everything on your back at one. And like you said, you have your family that's there to help you. It seems that you guys have a really strong bond with your wife's family. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, you're strong with your wife's family.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far as education, you feel that hinders you also because of, not being able to read and write effectively?
Yes.
So the classes, I think, will help you for that. I do believe you are hardworking. So you have the fundamental basics down of, overcoming your problem. You just have to realize, your strengths, you're hardworking, you're reliant. You find odd jobs just to take care of your family. So I think you have the willpower and, the willingness to, figure out your problem and everything. So I think that the more we meet and the more we open up to each other, we can find a realistic resolution for your problem. So I think goal setting we should do is the health. We should take, it could be a yoga class, it could be just meditating. You could just be sitting down for 5 minutes and just relaxing, just taking time for yourself so you could, analyze what you have to do and kind of prioritize. So everything doesn't have to be one after another. Kind of plan your days ahead and things like that. So that might bring, a less stress to your life. Resources, we will help you, get your documents and everything and take you back so you are squared away with that aspect because I know that was stressful on your part. You have any questions or things for me?
Um, I'm just a little bit concerned. Like, I do want to go back to school and get my education. But I am kind of worried that, as I'm looking for a job and trying to get back into school, money is an issue for me, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay to take out some of these loans for some of these colleges I'm trying to get into, and then, I'm just worried about balancing work and school and my family. It's still going to be tough. I just don't know. It's just making me overwhelmed right now.
Okay, and that goes back to also self-care. Like, you're telling me everything that you have and you want to do. But what is it that you want to do right now in this moment? What is one thing that you want to accomplish?
My biggest thing is I want to find a job.
You
my
wanna-
biggest thing.
Okay.
That's the number one goal that I want set. And then after I've been working at that job for a while, I kind of just want to start working back into getting my education. So I guess that could be my second goal. And then lastly, just focusing on my health, like you said, trying to find some self-care stuff. And I guess, maybe you could help me look into yoga or massages or something like that. I'm willing to do anything at this point.
So, next week we will convene. This week we will convene, but next week we will discuss jobs. So I'm going to come up with a list of jobs that I feel that would be adequate to you and, your job skill, your skill set, and things like that. And we will compare and see from there. We can just start applying. And these aren't permanent things. These are just something that like you say you wanted to have something small right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we
I
can
like
see
jobs that require me being outside doing some type of, I don't know, maintenance or
Okay.
something. I like to work with my hands.
Okay. So we can go from there. And any other questions, concerns?
Just as far as my mental health, I just really want to have someone to talk to about that. Talk to about what I'm going through, weekly because, I think that can kind of help me be more progressive.
And would you like to start scheduling more sessions closer together or farther apart?
I think closer together.
Just for right now to help you talk about your problems. Okay,
Yes,
that's understandable.
'cause I think it'll help keep me on the right track. If
Okay.
I'm working on my mental health, talking to somebody, they're helping keep me calm. That'll help, and I can be working towards meeting my goals at the same time, and I think that'll help.
Okay, we can work on setting up some more sessions for you to help you out.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think that I understand everything that we went over. I don't really have any questions.
Okay. If that is all, I will see you next week.